Hey guys, it's me, Selena Hope. I also go by Sel or just Selena or my favorite nickname, Selfie. Um, I wanted to make a video based on questions that I've gotten throughout my message box about pitching and talking to a producer. Recently, if you've not heard, I got in contact with a producer through a website and I booked a meeting with her because I'd seen her previous work. I liked them, and I knew that if I worked with her, she would fit my vision. And I'm just waiting for her to reach out to me so that I can email her the script. Anyways, I've been getting a lot of questions about how it went, what was the experience, and I copy and pasted some of these questions I've gotten. A lot of them are like the same questions from other people, like, how did you pitch it, this and that. So I'm gonna just make a video answering all these questions, and just to let you guys know, I'm not a professional screenwriter. I just wrote one script, and I'm working on another one. Um, it's based on my life actually, but I'm making it fictional. I'm fictionalizing it, but it's based on my life. Um, because I am disabled, I have cerebral palsy, and I ride spastic hemiplegia. So it's very limiting. Sometimes I do have difficulties doing things. So I do things with just my left hand, including writing. So it is kind of challenging because a lot of times I miss like grammar mistakes and typos and stuff, and I have to go back later and um, go ahead and fix that because once I write, whether it's a novel or a script, I get in the zone, so my brain kind of turns off and doesn't think about like formatting or like grammar mistakes, and I always just go back later and fix whatever mistakes I made. So I'm not a professional, and I only mention my disability because I don't want people to give my work a chance because, oh, I'm disabled, I have cerebral palsy. I share that because I want to inspire others that are like me, um, that are disabled, not even just like disabled the way that I am, but like anyone with a disability. I want to inspire them to go for their dreams and just put yourself out there, whether you're into writing or music and such and such. I want to inspire others to go for their dream because I decided to go for mine. I spent 6 years when I turned 18. I knew that's when I could, officially start my writing journey professionally. And before then, when I was a kid, I wrote fan fictions on like Wattpad and AO3, but I knew when I turned 18, I wanted to put myself out there for people, and I started out with just writing novels, and I waited for people. Like, I wanted to be someone that I wanted to be discovered. So I was waiting for maybe 5 or 6-ish years until last year I just sat in my chair and I was like, I'm done. I'm going to self-publish my book on my own terms, work at my own pace. I'm just going to do it my way. So I did. And then I got curious about screenwriting because and I knew it was going to be challenging because I'm used to writing a certain way because I write novels. So I did some research on screenwriting. I watched videos. I asked my mother because, she took a class on it when she was in college. So I went to her for advice sometimes and watched videos online on my own time. So screenwriting is really fairly new. I actually just started with screenwriting this year. So I'm not at all professional, and I kind of have been my own boss for a year now when I started like self-publishing on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Um, so it's been really exciting. It was definitely challenging at first to write my script. what made it easier though was I wrote a screenplay based on my book that I just published on the 1st of February. So in that aspect, it was easier because I already knew the story, I knew the characters and the arcs. But the hardest part was just learning a new way to write because I'm so used to writing this way and now I'm trying this way. So it was really scary and it's been really challenging, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. I had to edit my script that I just finished a few times, a lot of times actually, because of grammar mistakes or like formatting issues or like something I didn't understand. But I'm sorry it took this long to start answering questions, but I just wanted to give a backstory of my experience because I don't want to like say, oh, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm just going along with it and I'm just learning as I go along. And I'm only 23, so I can't say I'm a professional. I'm just getting to know the business, and I'm used to writing one way, and now I'm learning another way. But I still enjoy writing books. It's just I want to explore screenwriting, and I'm working on my second script. But I copied and pasted some questions, and I'm gonna read them out loud to you guys, and just I'm going to answer as honest and blunt as I can. Because, again, I'm not a professional, so I recommend don't come to me for professional advice because, again, I am just new to this screenwriting business, and I'm just going along with, like, learning and taking advice from other people. So, I'm learning along. I'm new to this. I might have been writing since I was 6, but I'm used to writing a certain way, and now I'm getting used to writing a new way. But anyway, we're 7 minutes in, and I haven't answered one question yet. Alright, I'm sorry. I just want to give some backstory. So, how did you get a chance to pitch? So, I did some research. I was looking through online a way to contact producers. I first started on IMDb Pro, and pretty much I either got no response or they said we don't take unsolicited scripts, but good luck. All the rejections that I've had have been nice. They haven't said, oh, we don't take unsolicited, scripts, like how dare you, or anything rude or demeaning. So I respect that. They were all professional, but I either got rejected or no responses. And I knew going into this, like, a lot of them were not, like, taking unsolicited submissions. It's just, I was trying to figure out which ones were going to give me the go-ahead and, give me a chance. So, I signed up IMDb Pro. I set up my own IMDb, like, page. And then I looked into other sites because I wanted to find a website where they would allow me to reach out to producers or directors and give them my ideas. And then I heard of a site called Sage 32. So I was like, okay, I'll give that a shot. And I did, and that's how I met the producer that I gave my movie pitch to. And the thing is, you have to set it up and you have to pay for it. I think all of them are like $35 if you book with a producer for like a pitch meeting. But the one I think they're all $35, but I booked with someone that I was already familiar with and work-wise. And then I just went from there, and I scheduled it for Wednesday because it was a Saturday night and I have family days on Sunday, so I knew I wasn't going to have time to have an appointment with anybody like the next day. So I just went for Wednesdays. And I met the producer there, and that's just how I did it. So I know there are other avenues to, do the pitch thing, but that's just how I did it. And just because it worked out for me doesn't mean it's not going to work out for someone else. Then maybe they might not like the program. There are like restrictions, like you have to pay to get in certain like rooms, which I did not sign up for. I'm only paying for like pitch meetings and just going from there. But that's my thing. Did you prepare a specific pitch deck or explain the concept? What do you think helps you the most in getting her interested? So how I did it was I decided to take a Zoom call because Stage 32 offers you to either submit a written like submission or you do like an online Zoom call. So I offered to do the Zoom call. I figured it'd be more personal and easier for me because it's hard for me to type out things that I like because I get nervous while typing. I know it's weird. I've had like times where I like reached out to people, but I was so nervous and I worried that I didn't sound professional enough, so I figured I should do it in person. So what I did was I said hello. I told her my legal name, and then I told her my pen name that I go by for public figure like reasons and such and privacy. And then I just told her this started out as a book, but then I wanted to get into screenwriting, and I decided to write a screenplay based on my book because I was already comfortable with the story. I knew my characters, and I just wanted to try out like a different writing style with that. And I told her the plot. I told her the motivations, the characters. I even told her, like, I named them, like, certain names for reasons. Like, this person's name means, like, loyalty. This person's name means strong. Like, this and that. I named this character after this person from a play. Like, this and that. And she was really impressed with that. She asked me, like, how does this situation, like, unfold? And I told her this and that. And she told me that she liked the rom-com pitch. She liked that it gave her like the wedding planner vibes, and despite it feeling like a feel-good rom-com, it still had twists and turns. So I would say like walk in there like a meeting, whether Zoom or writing submissions or you meet in person. You have to walk in there with confidence, and you have to know what you want to say. And just tell them everything they want to know. Answer all their questions. And that's how I did it. Within 5 minutes, we were like giggling and laughing because it was like talking to like a friend. Like, oh my gosh, I saw this, and you should totally see it too. In that sense, if you talk to them like that, like it's a movie that you saw that you want someone else to see, they're going to automatically like be invested and be excited to hear about it. So yeah, I think the toughest part of it was just trying to learn a new writing style, because like I said before, I'm used to one writing style and then I had to learn another because I was interested in it. And that was scary. Also, what challenges did you face during the process, especially as a first-time screenwriter, and how did you overcome them? I would say, again, like I said, the hardest part was just learning how to write in a new style. Because, again, when you're used to doing something a certain way, and you think of doing it another way, it's like kind of like a culture shock in a sense. So the hardest part was just learning how to like format and write in a new way that it wasn't like a novel. And yeah, as an inspiring writer myself, I would really appreciate any advice you have. Any advice I have, and again, I'm not a professional, so don't take this in the professional light. Just do it like a advice like just from like someone who's indie. Um, um, should a writer focus on while adapting a book into a screen? What? Oh, I misread that wrong. What should a writer focus on while adapting a book into a screenplay? What I did while focusing on my book into turning into a screenplay, the adaptation, I would say you don't have to keep it word for word. There are things on page that will not work on screen. And as I was rereading my book, I used my book as really notes. And as I was writing my screenplay, like I was like notes to study. And what I figured out was when I read them out loud, like I was trying to like act as the characters, read them to myself, and like have a readout screen thing. I don't know what they call it, but when I was like reading out the script as if like how actors do before they film anything, I realized that some of the dialogue didn't work on screen out loud. Then they didn't sound like how people would talk in real life versus in the book. There are just things that don't translate well on screen like they do in books. With books, you can get away with a lot of things because you can picture in your head, and anything works on paper. It's just how does it translate on film? So I would say do not try to do everything like word for word, shot for shot, from book scene to screenplay scene. I would say take the beats of the story, take the important parts of the story, and keep it the same. Keep the characters the same, keep the arcs the same, keep the feel the same. Just be careful to pick which scenes you want to keep or alter on a screenplay, because again, it doesn't always translate on screen like it would on film. So that's what I think you should avoid. Don't just do it word for word, because it's not like you shouldn't have to have every single thing from a book to a movie or a TV show. Like, I prefer books to TV shows, but again, there's a lot of leg room, and you can have as many pages as you want, versus a TV show that can be dragged out, or a movie that can be dragged out, or too short, such and such. But I'm just saying, take the beat of the story, the characters, and the arcs, keep it the same. Just, look into, like, how other people have written similar stories in screenplay. I would study that, because that's what I did. I studied. So that's my advice, really. Did you have an agent, or did you approach the producer directly? And how did you find the right contact? I answered that early on. I think I found I found my way to the producer through Stage 32, and I just did it by myself. And I spoke to her directly, and we had a good time and conversation. So yeah, I don't have an agent that I hire. I just did it on my own, because I figured if I want to make dang sure that I'm going to get what I want, I'm going to make it happen myself. I've always been like that. I've always been the independent type, where I don't like to rely on other people to help me get where I need to go, or do what I need to do, or want to do. So I've always been independent, so that was just always my thing. So, that was all the questions I found that I think that are really good questions. I've answered them. Again, I'm not a professional, so don't look to me for professional advice, but I hope I've helped anyone who's just interested in pitching movie stuff and your screenplays to producers and directors. And this is what, like I said, I shared my experience. You know, you don't have to share the same experience with me. I think it's really beautiful and unique when a screenwriter has their own story where they've, like, made their big break on, like, you know, in their own way. And, you know, just because you get an agent or whatnot doesn't make your work less than it. I commend you because I actually envy that, because I am way too independent and I don't like to reach out for help from other people. And you know, it's like you said, just because you get an agent doesn't mean your work is less than. It just means that your journey is going. You're having your own journey your way, and that's great. You don't need an agent. I don't have an agent, but if you want an agent, then you should get one. And you know, at least then you'd have a lot of extra help that other people don't have or can't have. And so, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I hope this answered any questions. Feel free to reach out, answer any more questions I haven't answered. And yeah, that's it. Bye.